Hey there, Seb the Realtor here. Do you believe it's possible to sell a house for 5.2 million % over asking price? Yeah, it totally is possible. If you want to find out how to sell your house for 5.2 million % over list price, then you definitely want to watch this video. So one of my more recent videos covered the phenomena of homes in the Bay Area which were selling for $1 million over list price. You can look back on my YouTube channel to find that one. And I got some feedback from people who were saying, yeah, Seb, but that was the pandemic market. Like that was an aberration, like that doesn't normally happen. And but also, if you had watched along that video, I had some post-pandemic examples from just this year, how homes were selling for not necessarily $1 million over asking, although I think in one or two cases it was $1 million and maybe $900,000 over asking, but quite a bit over asking. And I think that, the $1 million headline that gets a lot of clicks, but rather than focusing on the number of dollars over list price, I think it's very interesting to focus on the percentage over list price. And many of those homes which sold for $1 million over list price really only sold for 20% over list, 30% over list, 40% over list, something like that. It wasn't like they were selling for, 5.2 million % over list. It wasn't the case. But I thought it would be helpful to go back and look at a time when things weren't so cheery in the real estate market, when prices were not up, when prices were actually down. A lot of people were in distress. The economy was on the brink. So I'm taking it way back to the good old days in 2008 during the mortgage crisis and 2009. And I went and I got a bunch of listings which even back then had sold for considerably over list price. These are some of these listings here. As you can see, some of these homes, even back then, even in the worst real estate market in history, we're talking 2008, 2009, these homes, which are, maybe they're okay, but I can guarantee you they were not in tip-top shape because, let's get real, they were bank-owned properties, right? Because, 40% of homes at the time that were selling were either bank-owned and then another 40% were short sales. They still sold way over list price, even though they were not in tip-top shape in almost all cases. But that was 2008, 2009. That was the Bay Area, right? I mean, and even if these weren't the greatest neighborhoods, it is still the Bay Area, which is, of course, one of the greatest places on earth, if you ask me. But I'm from here, so I may be biased. But, what it shows is that the law of supply and demand, it works regardless of the kind of market, regardless of the neighborhood, regardless of the price point, and regardless of the condition of the property. And if you don't believe me, let me take you to our case study here. Our case study is this home, which sold just this year, which again, a lot of people saying this is not really a hot real estate market. It just actually sold in August. And you know what they did? They listed it for $1. They listed it for $1. The thing is that when you list a home at a very low price, now it doesn't have to be $1, but when you list your home at a low price, you know what happens? Word gets out. And as you can see here, word got out about this $1 listing. They had it on Fox Business News, CNBC, NBC. They had it on the Washington Post. They had it in People magazine. It was all over. It was actually international news. They got dozens and dozens of offers, and they sold it like in, 7 or 8 days. And it's funny, you can see from one of these headlines here, the listing agent was thinking that they would maybe sell it for around $40,000. It ended up selling for $52,000, so 25% more than even the listing agent was thinking it was going to go for. And that just shows you the incredible power of the law of supply and demand. When you put your home in a low price range where all buyers are, every single buyer in the world could pay $1 for a house. You get all that competition, and the law of supply and demand is very basic and everyone gets it. When there is little supply and tons of demand, what happens to prices? They go up. They could go up 5.2 million % even, as we can see in the case of this example. So You know, I think that pricing your home at $1 in most cases is a little too extreme. I don't think that is necessarily the best marketing tactic in most cases. But nevertheless, it does show you that in any market, at any price range, for any condition, the law of supply and demand does take effect, and it helps you get your property sold very, very quickly, and probably for much more than you were thinking about getting for their property. As we can see, they were thinking maybe 40, they got 52 in that case. Listen, if you want to get your property sold, you need to find a realtor who is comfortable negotiating multiple offers. I have negotiated multiple offers probably hundreds of times by now. I'm very, very good at it, and I really know how to milk the buyers and find the buyer who's going to provide you the very best price and terms for your property. And get this, you will also have a really, really fast sale. So if that is something that is interesting to you, here is my number at the bottom of the screen. Why don't you go ahead and give me a call? I'd love to talk about your situation and what we can do to strategically price your property so that it sells at the very, very highest price possible that the market will bear, and giving you the very best terms as well. All right, thank you so very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And if you like this video, I'm guessing that you might also like some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do check those out. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.